control of that very day in that very court. We must, as always, show our presence at the Abuja High Court premises. And I want to ask those going to Abuja, while you are on the way and while you are in Abuja, you must be very, very alert and security conscious of your environment. In Biafra land, we shall lock down the length and breadth of Biafra land with a total sit at home. Every time our leader, this, of course, we are already aware of this. Every day that our case comes up in Abuja and our leader will be going to court in Abuja, the capital of the citadel of you, the least that we can do is to show that we are one with him physically and in spirit. And because at this very moment we have for now suspended every physical manifestations in terms of rallies and protests in Biafra land, we must show our solidarity that the world may know that they are holding the leader of more than 75 million indigenous Biafrans. Therefore, tomorrow is a total lockdown of the whole Biafra land. We do not want to see anything that will move around on that very day. Our May 30th Heroes and Heroines Day is approaching. And it is important that I make some clarifications, because I understand that there are some misunderstanding in a way during my last broadcast on this very matter. Our 30th May remains what it is, as our leader implanted it or emplaced it. That is, it is our heroes and heroines day of remembrance, the day we remember them, the day we recognize the sacrifices which they have made for our behalf, the ultimate sacrifice which they made, which is the reason why many of us are still alive today. But we are adopting a very different format for this year's May 30th Heroes Day. Before now, we have organized protests and rallies in cities and capitals around the world. This has always been our format of remembrance on 30th day of May every year. Most of these times, or most of the time during these rallies and protests, we know that very few locals attend these rallies and these protests, which results in our message having limited circulation among them. For this year, therefore, IPOB families worldwide are hereby mandated to organize lectures and symposia in halls and invite as many locals as possible for that very event. The purpose is to ensure that the locals come in a hall, sit down and hear our case, hear our story. In a way that usually things are done in civilized world, or usually things are done in most of these countries in Europe and America and South or North America, as the case may be. So we will organize symposiums and lectures and invite them to be part of that event. The theme of these lectures and symposia remain the same, as a matter of fact. It is Biafra and Biafra and Biafra. Our agitation for freedom, our agitation for liberty as a people, and of course, the usual prayer for our departed heroes and heroines should be done before the lectures commence. After the prayers have taken place, then the speeches and lectures will commence. Friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom that are sympathetic, those who are very sympathetic to our cause, these are the people that should be invited and encouraged to make speeches in support of our just cause for freedom and for our liberation as a people. I am making this clarification so that people do not misunderstand my last broadcast. It is not, as I understand it, people thought that we are celebrating independence. Of course, we are not celebrating independence because our independence is, of course, we like China Achebe said, there was a country. Our independence has actually not been, it is still there, it is still subsisting, but it is after the new restoration that we will, of course, properly celebrate the independence of Biafra and the Biafran people. The enforcement, last time and probably two previous broadcasts that I made, we informed our people to prepare themselves that this very month, April of 2022, will be the month and the date in which Fulani cows are no longer welcome in our land. The enforcement of the ban on Fulani cows in Biafra land will kick into effect by the end of this very month. The enforcement task force has been put together and they will kick into action without further announcement by the end of this very April. So any other people who still have finishing touches to put in their local or native cow husbandry branches must endeavor to speed it up and make sure that their business is up and running by the end of this month. People may be wondering, why is IPOB banning Fulani cows in our land? There is a plethora of reasons for this very policy, some of which I will mention tonight. The number one relates to security. Security, because these cows are brought in by Fulani terrorists who, under the cover of herding cows, they will invade and occupy our forests, turn them into their base through which they commit heinous acts of terror in our land. They will come and, without any invitation, take over a community land. And if the community asks them, why, who brought you here, what are they doing here, it becomes a problem. That community is marked for destruction and extermination. These Fulanis, they make our forests inaccessible to farmers, and those who venture into these forests. They are either raped when they are women, our daughters, our mothers, even our grandparents. It does not matter to these people. They are raped, and those who are unlucky, their bodies will be decapitated and strewn all over the place as if these are no human beings. They will kidnap or kill us, in most cases, our men and our young women and our fathers. And what is the crime of these people that are being butchered? What is the crime of our women that are being defiled by the uncircumcised? What are their crimes? Their crime is because they are Biafrans and they simply went to their farmland to farm or to cultivate, and they ended up not returning to their families anymore. They plan and they carry out their attacks on our communities from these bases that they have set up in our forest. And we all know, and it is still very fresh, from Enugu to Ebonyi, from Ebonyi to Abia State, to Imo State, to Anambra State, to Bayelsa, to Delta, to Rivers, just name it. All these Biafran territories, they have at one time or the other fallen victims of Fulani terrorism. And nobody says anything. Nobody do anything. And these things are happening because we allow the Fulani to bring their cows into their land. If they came in without bringing these cows, then we will know it. They will have shown themselves for what they are and for who they are. Simple terrorists, but under the cover of herding cows. And the argument will be that there is a clash of communities and Fulani herders, or that there is a conflict because of resources. What resources? Resources. Which conflict of resources? That, and it's so sad when the government and those that speak for them tries very, very seriously to justify these acts of terror against our people. Number two, economic. Because I'm telling you some of the reasons that are behind our saying enough is enough. These Fulani herdsmen, they deliberately jeopardize our food security in their attempt, because it has always been their attempt, it has always been their plan, in their attempt to make the Biafran people to be food dependent on the Fulani. They not only make it unsafe for our people to carry out their vocation as farmers, subsistent farmers, or even those who are farming on scale commercially or on commercial scale. They feed the sweat of our people for their cows. They simply go into a farmland that somebody spent weeks and months to cultivate, destroy it, and feed it to their cows. And nobody says anything. Nobody does anything. They deliberately deprive our people their means of sustenance. This is deliberate, because if you begin to go to a barn full of yam and you begin to feed your cows, no longer feeding the cows with grasses and every other thing that is in fact, they go to the barns and destroy the barns and feed the cows with the yams in these barns, and the ones that are left, they set them on fire. Are this not a deliberate plan that is being coordinated from above, those who are in charge of these headers? The most senseless or incomprehensible part of all this thing, all this Fulani and their cow, is that our consumption of Fulani cows is directly our willing financing their own terror. Because through our consumption of their cows, we buy these cows, we pay them money. We make the funds available to Mietiala to purchase more weapons to attack our communities. We make the funds available to Mietiala to purchase arms and ammunition to kill our people and to burn down our communities, burn down our properties. Does it make sense to anybody? Why would you still continue in, like they will say, koro, just with your eyes open? And you know that these are the source of your problem. But it's like foolhardiness. You continue to give the little that you have for your enemy to equip himself in order to come and kill you. The more of Fulani cows we consume, our people must understand, the more of Fulani cows you consume, the more we enable their genocide against our people. The more we encourage them to come down to our land and to kill us and to destroy us. Their agenda they have not, thanks to Chukwu Okike, they have not been able since 200 years or thereabout, or even more, going back further. They have not been able to actualize their single objective of dipping the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean of the Biafran waters. And now some of us have fallen, we are willingly, giving them what they need to continue their agenda of wiping us out of existence. Another reason is spiritual and in other way, health-wise. We must understand that the cows the Fulani bring into our land are not just normal or ordinary cows. These are cows used in committing bestiality. And to explain of course, those who, I'm sure many of us understand what bestiality means. But I'm going to say it in simple man's word, so that we will understand what we are using our own hands to bring upon our head. These headers, they engage in such sexual intercourse with these animals. The videos are everywhere. And I want our people after tonight to circulate these videos for people to see. They will have sex with these animals, bearing in mind, Biafrans, that these Fulani cow headers, bearing in mind that these herders that are having sexual intercourse with these animals may be suffering from all manner of diseases such as HIV, tuberculosis, or any of such dangerous and terrible sicknesses. They will now transfer whatever caused sickness that is in them into their animal. And these cows, they will now kill with their poisoned knives and give to us to eat in the form of suya or sold raw in our markets. We will go and buy cows and we will go and buy cow meat in the market and we will be believing, yes, we have of course bought some proteinous food for our well-being, while the opposite is actually the case. We buy these cow meats and eat damnation to ourselves. Strange illnesses and sicknesses are befalling our people daily, and unexplained deaths occur among our youths daily as well. You must understand, and those of us who know who you are, if you desecrate the temple that you are, the temple of Chukwuabiama that we are, if you desecrate it, then you have called upon yourself any and every form of sickness and form of suffering that will come with eating a Fulani cow that has been, spiritually infected and deliberately spiritually infected for your own downfall and to make you weak in spirit and weak physically. Biafrans must understand that our land is blessed with the best cow that one can imagine. Because as our land is blessed to produce in abundance every form of food that we can think of, as our land is also blessed with other resources, natural, so also are the animals found in our land blessed for our proper nourishment. These cows that we call in Igbo language Efi-Igbo, these native cows that are native to our land, they are therefore there for us, offered to us to Chukwuokike to give us the best of nourishment. And it is important that for that little discomfort that we may have for a month or two while making this change in our eating habit, it is in the long run for our well-being and for the well-being of our children. We must return to what Chukwuokike has made available to us, so that in doing that, we will cleanse the curse that we have brought upon ourselves from eating Fulani cows. There is an advantage when we revert to eating homebreed, local cows, native goats, and birds, chickens, and the rest of them. We will create jobs. We will create jobs for our people, for our youths who, after 4 or 5 years of studies, they will come out and they will be roaming the streets with no one actually caring what becomes of them. Jobs will be created. This is one of the very obvious economic benefits inherent in our consumption of our home-breed native cows. It is therefore important that entrepreneurs in our land must open native cow ranches across the length and breadth of Biafra land and employ our youths in these ranches. They will make their money, and of course our youth will also have jobs.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम नाजरीन, मैं हूं आपका होस्ट इमरान और
I'm selling cow meats in our market. Take note of this. There are sources in Ebonyi, there are sources in Anambra, there are sources in every other part of Biafra land, even in Bayelsa State, in Delta State, where one can, at a very, very, very fair price, purchase local native cows that they can kill in the abattoirs and of course sell to our people. There is something that I need to reiterate very, very seriously tonight. And why I'm reiterating this tonight is because I listened to the new governor of Anambra State talking about factions. And this faction there, this. There are no factions in IPOB. There are no factions whatsoever. Not one faction in IPOB. I am stating this for those who are probably hard in hearing. The indigenous people of Biafra worldwide is led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB one family. IPOB one family. IPOB one family. Not two family. Not two whatever faction or nonsense that people are mounting around, without really thinking. There is only one IPOB, and this IPOB is led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He as well is the director of Radio Biafra and the commander of the Eastern Security Network. IPOB is under one central command, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the supreme leader and commander of this great movement and all its institutions. For those who are heard in hearing, I'm saying this for your benefit, but we know what the enemies are. We know their plan. We know their what they are after. We know what they want to achieve and where they're going to. The Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra is the highest institution in the institutional structure of IPOB, the DOS, short say. That is the highest institution in the institutional hierarchy of IPOB structure. And the DOS runs the affairs of these great movements with all its different departments on a day-to-day basis. Why am I making this clarification tonight? I am making this clarification tonight because it has become very necessary. We have heard politicians making statements that they met with IPOB leadership. My question to these people is simple. Did you meet our supreme leader in the DSS detention? Or did you meet the IPOB Directorate of State? This is a simple question to those who claim that they met with IPOB leadership. Did you visit Onyendu in DSS dungeon? If you did, then that is correct. You have met IPOB leadership. In fact, you have met the top of it. But if the answer to the above question is in the negative, then understand that you did not meet with any IPOB leadership. The IPOB family members worldwide must know. They must know. And because on this platform, we have a duty, a responsibility to tell you the way it is, so that what you hear on this platform, it is the simple home truth, not gossips there and there. The family of IPOB worldwide must know that the DOS has never met with any zoo politician. Not before our leader was extraordinary renditions, and not during this period that he is illegally incarcerated. The Directorate of State, we have never met a zoo politician, to talk less of meeting with politicians of Biafran extraction who have sold their conscience to the devil for a pot of porridge. We have not met them, and we are not ready to meet any of them, while our leader still remains in the hand of the enemy. That is the message I want to give to our family members worldwide tonight, that they understand that on this platform, what we say is what it's how it is. The truth, and nothing but the truth. Again, politicians, I will enjoin them to guard their utterances. Whether you are a governor, whether you are a local government councillor, or you are a senator, whatever you may be, because the reason is, if it is your hope that IPOB will be factionalized by saying that there are factions in IPOB, then I will tell you on this platform tonight that be rest assured that your government will be decapitated into factions. If those who are mounting this nonsense about IPOB having factions, if it is your wish, then be ready to have your own government decapitated into factions, because this family is under one central command, and there is no faction in IPOB family worldwide. The zoo government, they tried it in the past. They tried to create so many factions, but they have forgotten that what we call Umuchineke, the children of Chukwokike, the hardcore IPOB family member, we are not just the usual, ordinary Biafran that they used to know. We have been called for this project. We have been called for this assignment. The DSS, they tried it, but you can see, we can all see where they are today, with all their whatever name they gave it, and setting up phantom names as leaders and whatever. Each time our leader is under their custody, their major objective is to see if they can penetrate into this very movement and destroy the structure. But this movement is heaven ordained. This very IPOB that our leader Onyendu is the supreme leader is heaven ordained movement, and the spirits of our ancestors the spirit that guard our land, Biafra land, they are in complete sync with our agitation. Therefore, when you fight and you think you are fighting Mazi Edoziem, or you're fighting members of DOS, or you're fighting our national coordinator in Biafra land, or our coordinator, unit coordinator, you are mistaken, because you're not just fighting David. You are in a chelu, the spirits that own our land. Sorry, if I speak Igbo, I'll try and say it in English. You are asking the spirit that own Biafra land, you're asking them to come out for a fight. And you alone, you will not even live to tell the result of that fight. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. I have to speak to our elders tonight as well. Our elders and the clergy who genuinely, I believe, want to add their quota to all the disparate, all the different efforts being undertaken to secure the immediate and unconditional release of our leader. I know that you know your assignment is clear and straightforward. And I also know that you know that Biafrans expect that you focus on that your assignment. We respect our elders, of course we do, and specifically those who are on the side of their own people. We respect them. Many of them can attest to that. But we will shred you if by any reason it comes out that you are using the lives of our people for selfish reasons and for selfish purposes. This is what the leadership, the respect, now I'm talking about the respect that we have for elders. This is what we have learned from Onyendu, our leader. Because Mazi Kano is such a humble person. When he vibrates, when the spirit take over him, when he is on earth, you may think he is unreachable. But when he comes in contact with elders, you will notice that this man is a special breed. Despite and irrespective of the millions that he commands, the millions that are trotting and following him, he humbles himself before our elders. We have learned this. However, anyone that makes the miscalculation of taking this, our respect for elders, for granted, will have himself or herself to blame. Anyone, if you're a clergy, if you're a traditional ruler, if you, anything that you think you are, if you're on the side of our people, you have a willing partner in our IPOB. Any elder or politician, be it a local government councillor, up to the governor of a state that stands firmly on the side of our people and work solely, singularly for the interests of our people, whether it is our people in the riverine or our people in the upland region of Biafra land. Such a person will find IPOB led by Mazi Kano a willing partner to work with, because this singular love for our people and the desire to elevate them out of the oppressive condition in which we have found ourselves in the damnable contraption called the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It is this singular love and the desire to serve our people that is the driving force of this great movement. It is this singular love for our people that has made Onyendu to, oh my goodness, to command millions without spending a dime. It is the love for his people. It is the desire to see an end to their suffering. It is the desire to ensure that the future generations, they have a dream which they can bring into fruition. It is this singular love that has brought, of course, both the good and the ugly. But one thing is what is driving this very moment. It is that love. And anyone who loves our people and wants to serve our people, I can assure you, you will have a willing partner in our leader, and you will have a willing partner in IPOB leadership. The new governor of Anambra State, Governor Soludo, in collaboration with the Council or Committee of Bishops and Archbishops and Traditional Rulers, past Monday, they called for a prayer. They called for a prayer for the peace and security of Igbo land and Southeast in general. But in the same vein, in the same call for prayer for our well-being, they also called for a prayer for the unity of the zoo, Nigeria. I was like, wait a minute. My first question, when I read and heard and listened to the initiators of this prayer event, was, which Nigeria are they talking about that they want to pray for its unity? Which Nigeria do they want to pray for its continuous well-being? Is it the same Nigeria that is massacring your children and destroying their properties? The same Nigeria that uses its security agencies to rape and defile your daughters and even your wives and mothers? Is it this same Nigeria that kidnapped your son from Kenya, tortured him to the point of death, and still subjecting him to both physical and psychological torture in the custody of the DSS? Is it this same Nigeria? This same Nigeria that sends Fulani terrorists into your forest, into our forest to commit mass murder in our communities, and then turn around to protect them? They will send the terrorists into our land, and when the terrorists will attack a community, some governors will call the government, and they will not even reach them. They will not reach them until what? The attack has been done and is over, and the attackers have gone. They will now take their call, and if in any manner the youth of the area wants to do what? Wants to mobilize and pursue these attackers, you will see the army. Now they will come and begin to even kill those who are defending themselves against terrorists. Is it this same Nigerian government, this same contraption that you are praying for? Your children have been rounded up under your nose on a daily basis. They are being rounded up, transported up north, distributed into different police, army, and DSS underground detention dungeons, where they use these, your children, as sex slaves. And you do not care about these victims. You do not care about these your children. You do not care about your people. What you're telling us, the victims of the Nigerian oppression and genocide, is to pray for the unity and well-being of the evil British creation. You're telling us to pray that our oppressors may prosper, may remain, that they will now continue to kill us, to wipe us out of the face of this very earth. You agree with me that something definitely does not add up here. It is like asking the Jews to pray for the well-being of Nazi Germany at the height of the Holocaust. Does it make sense to anybody? After a very careful analysis of the implication of your call, I'm now talking to the governor of Anambra State, the new governor of Anambra State, and the elders that call themselves bishops and archbishops and traditional rulers, that are calling and telling our people to come and pray for the unity of Nigeria. It's like you saw our wound and you take a knife and put inside that wound, and you are turning the knife into that wound. You tell us to pray for the continued existence of our oppressive enemy. It dawned upon me that we, the indigenous people of Biafra, and the new Anambra State governor, together with their council committee of bishops and archbishops and traditional rulers, have a totally opposing objectives. I have a message tonight. I have a message for the new governor of Anambra State and his praying council or praying committee. Praying for the good and well-being of Nigeria is a no-go for us. It is unheard of. It is incomprehensible for the IPOB worldwide family. The indigenous people of Biafra cannot and will never allow such travesty to happen in our land going forward. If part of the agenda of the new governor, if I am giving a benefit of doubt here, but if by dint of whatever, part of your agenda is for the continued existence of the damnable, evil, and backward entity called the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, then our governor of Anambra State will not need any soothsayer to tell him that he is on a direct head-on collision course with the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. I said, if that is his agenda for the continued existence of the zoo, then we have a diametrically opposing objective. And what that means is that he is on a very, very serious head-on collision with IPOB. I will state, for the avoidance of doubt, our objective is to dismantle this edifice of Satan that has held us hostage for decades, stunting our physical and spiritual development and growth. It is our objective to ensure that Nigeria will not, after the restoration of Biafra, it will not, the name Nigeria will no longer be, in fact, it will be a taboo name. In case they are not aware, if anybody have not told all of you, we, the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide, we are under oath, one singular oath to restore Biafra, the kingdom of Chukwu on earth. If nobody has ever told you, I'm telling you now, We are under oath and Biafra must be restored. We are also under oath to secure freedom and liberty for our people. And by doing that, ensure that the zoo called Nigeria ceases to be an entity that will ever oppress any indigenous people anymore found within that artificial contraption. It is therefore very imperative that our objective and position is clearly stated and not be mistaken by any governor or any politician or any clergy or any traditional ruler, so that they are properly guided in their public actions and in their public utterances. Let me say that it was because of that respect that I earlier alluded to, which we accord our elders, that prevented us from directing our people to ignore such hypocritical prayer for the well-being of our enemy and our oppressor. It was simply because of the respect our leader has for all these, our elders, and which we have imbibed. The indigenous people of Biafra will certainly not pray for our continued subjugation. We will certainly not pray for our oppressors to continue to oppress us by asking our ancestors, or asking Chukwu Abiyama for that matter, that he allows the zoo, the edifice of evil, the zoological republic, to continue in existence. We will definitely not be part of that, as that is completely opposite to our objective. You have now been informed. You have now been informed. At the end of the day, this very broadcast will also be made, will be distributed, that people who are not listening tonight, they will have the opportunity to listen to it. We have now informed you. In Igbo language, we say, Aye jigolu nu ogu jelo no gene ofo. We have come before equity with clean hands, going forward. Now that we have informed you, the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra will publicly direct our people not to pay any heed to such call for prayers for Nigeria in the future, if ever that repeats itself. If that repeats itself, we will publicly and openly direct our people properly. We will show them leadership on what to do. There is an intelligent report at our disposal detailing a plan by the Nigerian government to use some civil society organizations and the zoo media to try and hoodwink the international community. In a meeting they had today with some of these civil society organizations, in that meeting the DSS and some other security agencies were in attendance. And in that meeting as well, they deliberately excluded some human rights organizations and civil society organizations such as Amnesty International and Inter-Society for Civil Liberty. These two organizations were not invited to this very meeting. They were not invited for obvious reasons. because these will not be amenable to the evil plans of the Nigerian government. Going and flowing from what transpired at that meeting, IPOB wants to use tonight to put the international community on notice to watch out for the lies that will be rolled out in the coming days and weeks by this lying government in collaboration with some morally decadent civil society organizations and morally deprecate Zoo media. Part of their game plan is to attempt to change the narrative by presenting the victims of their atrocities, who of course are the indigenous people of Biafra, as if we are the aggressors, in their attempt as well to divert world attention from the atrocities they are committing in Biafra land on a daily basis, and from more atrocities in the pipeline that they are planning to commit in the future. They want to divert the attention of the international community, and some of our people are telling us to pray for this entity that do not mean well for us. It is still fresh in our minds, very, very fresh, that the DSS was in position of an intel about the Abuja-Kaduna train bombing, in which scores of people were killed and still unascertained number kidnapped. The DSS, the Nigerian Security Agency, they had the intel. But what did they do? They did nothing, because it's part of their plan. It is also still fresh in our memories that this same DSS had also intelligence that Fulani terror groups, they were planning to attack the MKO Abiola Stadium during a football match between Ghana and the Zoo. They had that intel as well. But what did they do? The DSS, very, 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 I'm short of the proper word to use for them. They actually sent out a circular to other government agencies with their usual lies that IPOB planned to attack the stadium, when the intel at their disposal clearly revealed that an attack was planned by Fulani terror groups. They created a stampede in the stadium, the DSS now, and this resulted in the death of a CAF official. This is the Zoo for you. A government, an institution, or a contraption of evil and wickedness. Lies. They have no honor. There's no more shame in them. The world community must watch out for more of such lies and propaganda from the Zoo Republic and its agencies, which and who will be working in collusion with some NGOs and some CSOs, that is civil society organizations. The world community must be watchful, and of course we are watchful. The IPOB, our M branch, they are doing their marvelous work, and they will continue to do their marvelous work. What they plan in the dark, it will come out in the open. We will expose them with all their lies. And as I'm speaking to you tonight, Very terrible things are happening in our land. Things that when you see them, you are asking yourself, what creator are these people? These people that call themselves politicians and political leaders. Who made them? Who made them? Are they really? Do they really have human sympathy in them at all? Very terrible things are happening in our land. Just today, corpses of 3 or more women were discovered in Olo, Imo State, where the Supreme Court administrator is overseeing the ongoing annihilation of our people. Women who women that you know that the land, Ajane Biafra, pursue all these people who have turned the land to be flowing with blood. You must pursue them. The spirit of our land must pursue them. I don't know. It's not. Death is not even. They are not even worthy to die. When you take into account the atrocities, the evil, the wickedness, the heartlessness, the barbarism of the actions they take against their own people, you can't wish them there because they will die. It's like it's over. But I know that what will befall them, like Oyendu always say, the ear that hears it will tingle. It will tingle at the appropriate time. The Supreme Court administrator is overseeing unimaginable atrocities in our land. Houses are burned, villages are sacked, the military are killing like as if they are not even in a war, because in a war there are what they call rules of engagement. You will spare the civilians, but the civilians, our people, the civilians, the unarmed Biafran people have become their major target because we are not armed. That is why they will not go to the north and confront the terrorists. They will not go to the north and confront those they call the bandits. Why? Because they have the same thing they have. Either it is out of that fear or because they are all the same, working for the same agenda. We are also aware, I want to state that also tonight, we are aware that the Nigerian army has been invited into Anambra State to open up another front of killing spree in our land. Yet, someone who claim to be in their right senses, they are calling us for prayers. They are telling us to pray for these murderers, to continue to pray for these unconscionable people, so that they will continue in their state-sponsored acts of terror in our land. Great Biafrans, you all must be at alert and be prepared for what is coming. And like I said, they have all gathered, and because their gathering is not of Chukwu Abiyama, he will scatter them into the 4 winds that he has made and into the 7 corners of the world. They have all gathered, and because their gathering is the precursor of our total liberation, be prepared for the time ahead of us. It may be a little bit more difficult, but for a very, very short period, our salvation is around the corner. I'm going to make some announcements tonight. IPOB undertaking document, which we have made available to our continental reps worldwide. Continental reps, please, this very night, make that undertaking available to every national coordinator. Make that undertaking available to every regional representative. And our regional reps, where we have them, make them available to your to the structures under your authority and under your control, or under your jurisdiction. And the national coordinators and state coordinators make the same undertaking available to zonal and unit coordinators. Every principal officer must sign that undertaking and return it to his superior that made it available to him in the first place. We will collect them back and keep it in our archives. To continue our sanitization of this noble family, so that we are ready and certain that only hardcore and die-hard loyalists of Onyindu and the structure he established are in this critical battle together with us. Anyone who does not understand what discipline means in a freedom fighting movement such as ours simply has no place in IPOB. You do not belong here, and we do not want you here, because you will be the weak link through which the enemy will come in, and we do not want to let any of our flanks open to allow the enemy to come in. Therefore, the following persons who have made their choice by allowing devil to enter them and use them as tools and agents of destabilization of this noble movement, these collaborators, these infiltrators in our midst, claiming to be IPOB family members, they are as follows, and they are hereby expelled from this movement. We are sifting out the chaff from the wheat, and you will count yourself as one of the core at the end of this very process. The names are as follows: Chima Obi Mbama, Anambra South Senatorial Coordinator; Ikechukwu Obiora, known also as well, they have the alias, he goes by Elijah, is Ekusigo Local Government Coordinator; Mrs. Chinwe Udebunam, Anambra Central Women Leader; Mark Okbulo, Agwata Operative and Commander; Mazi Bob Festus Chukudebelo from Heidenheim Unit in Germany; Mazi Chidi Ngene, Cape Verde IPOB family; and Mazi Erasmus Ogogwa as well, Cape Verde. These individuals from tonight, they made their own decision. We do not force you if you do not want to belong to this very noble movement. We will allow you to go, but we will not allow you to be in our midst and to be the bad apple that will affect the other very good apples and spoil them. You cannot be in our midst. Therefore, you haven't made that decision. You are no longer part of IPOB worldwide family. If I may repeat their names again: Chima Obi Mbama is Anambra South Senatorial Coordinator; Ike Chukwuobiora, known with the alias of Elijah A. Kusigo Local Government Coordinator, Mrs. Chinwe Udebunam, Anambra Central Women Leader, Mark Okpolo, Agwata Commander, Mazi Bob Festu Chukwu Debelo is a member of IPOB Heidenheim unit in Germany. Mazi Chidi Ngene is from Cape Verde, that is IPOB family in Cape Verde, and Mazi Erasmus Ogogwa, IPOB Cape Verde. They are no longer part of this noble family, they are expelled. The following persons as well are suspended from their position of service indefinitely. They are suspended for acts of indiscipline, acts of insubordination. We cannot tolerate that. If after a specific period of time you have not shown you the way, we will show you the way. That is simple. And these people that are suspended are as follows: Mazi Emeka Nadi from Enugu North Senatorial, well, he is Enugu North Senatorial Coordinator, and his deputy as well, Mazi Eze Malaki, and all those who are working with them that have turned these very senatorial region into they have turned it into something that is very strange and on IPOB. These individuals are suspended indefinitely. Mazi Liberty Aboni, Nsuka Local Government Area Coordinator. Mazi Oluchi Ugu, Iweze South Local Government Area Coordinator, and Mazi Chijoke Peter Ata. Ozowani Local Government Area Coordinator. These 5 individuals are suspended indefinitely from their positions. After due consultation, new officers will be appointed to replace them. We must continue in our prayers. We must continue to commit Onyendu, our leader, with sincerity of heart, with one purpose, into the hands of our ancestors, the spirits that guard Biafra land, and into the care of all merciful and almighty Chukwuka Abiyama Pumihene, that he and our ancestors may continue to keep him, may continue to preserve him, may continue to protect him, because it is to Chukwuka, it is to him we give glory, because he alone has preserved our leader from the plans of the enemy. And we must unceasingly continue to pray that he shall envelop him under his protective wings and turn every plan of the enemy against Onyendu back to those who are planning such evil against him. We say back to sender. We do not pray for our enemies. We will not turn our cheek. When you slap us, we turn our cheek for you to slap the other one. Chukwuka forbid. The land of Biafra will swallow the spirit of our ancestors, will send them after you. And Chukwuka shall give you judgment as you deserve. So we must continue to pray that Chukwuka will continue. Chukwuka Eke Krenigwe Abasi, as our other language is calling, will continue to keep him, preserve him, protect him, and grant him victory over our traducers and all workers of evil, and anyone or spirit that is standing in our way to freedom. Biafra for us is not just a name. Biafra is not just a name for us. It is more than our heritage. It is more than our identity. Biafra is our being. It is our religion. And it is on this platform that we daily gather to praise Chukwu. To him alone we bow our head, the creator of heaven and earth. We answer the name that shows who we are. Chukwude, Chibueze, Chinedum, Chukwuemeka, all of that name that bring his name glory. It is on this platform that we come every night to worship and bow down to him, and to him alone we worship, and to him alone we bow down to, and to him alone we will give glory and praise at the end of all this battle, for victory is assured to the children of light. Thank you for listening. From me, from here, I want to say to you, remain tenacious, remain focused, remain committed. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. We are making great and unbelievable progress in our march to freedom, and of course in our work to make sure our leader rejoins us sooner than later. May Chukwu be with you all, and from me, I want to say good night and sleep well. Thank you.
Ndewo Mazi Chika Edoziem. Thank you for that wonderful broadcast tonight. In case maybe you just joining the program, my name is Mazi Udochukwu, and you've heard it from the mouth of our leader Mazi Chika Edoziem, who is the current leader now. Our leader Mazi Nandikano, who is the founder of IPOB, has been in the hands of the enemy since June last year, 2021, and since then that the enemy took our leader away from us, Mazi Chika Edoziem has been the one who has been talking to us, who has been broadcasting, who has been encouraging Biafrans. I've been reading all of your comments. Please, I've said this thing before. Try as much as possible to be objective with your comments. It's not easy to broadcast. I could remember 2 days ago we were doing Facebook live audio, and I opened a platform for some of you to come on to talk. A lot of you couldn't come on to contribute on a program, but Mazi Chika Edoziem is broadcasting, and some of you are behind your keyboard. Some of you are on here and you are calling names. If you think it's easy to broadcast, open your platform and start a program. Let's see how many people that will listen. Not even matter of how many people that is going to listen to you. Let's see how well you will do. You think it's easy to speak on the microphone. If you think it's easy, open your own platform. We'll come and listen to you. It's not about being behind your keyboard and you type whatever you want to type. It's not about being in your tiny space and you type whatever you are typing with your phone. Open your platform and broadcast. Then you will understand that broadcasting is not easy. So however Mazi Chika Edoziem is doing it, we love it. He is the person that will listen for now. So for some of you who has been here saying all manner of things, I would want you to have a rethink from tonight. Mazi Chika Edoziem may not be good in broadcasting, but he is good in handling some issues. He's good when it comes to offices. Remember 2017 when 2015 when our leader was arrested in Nigeria. Remember, Mazi Chika Edoziem is still here with us, but you've never heard him broadcast on the radio. Then we had Uchemefo, who was broadcasting. Mazi Chika Edoziem has been with us. He is not used with broadcasting, but he's broadcasting because there is no any other person to talk to us. That is why you're seeing him broadcasting. But some of you will come on here and you say all manner of things. Like I've said before, if you think broadcasting is easy, open your own platform, broadcast, will come and listen to you. So that is on a lighter note. I just want to let some of you who has been on here commenting, I'll be reading all your comments. Whenever you are commenting, whenever you are the comment section, try as much as possible to be objective. As much as possible to be objective. You must not always call names all the time. So I say let me quickly address that. Now I am going to restate some of the things that Mazi Chika Edoziem said this night. I wouldn't know when some of you joined the program, but we've been on since 7 o'clock Biafran time. We've been on air. Mazi Chika Edoziem has been talking to Biafrans. Now, tomorrow is the 8th of April, and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be at Federal High Court. There will be a total lockdown in Biafra land tomorrow. Remember, it has been something that has been ongoing. Whenever our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to court, we usually stay at home to pay solidarity to him. So tomorrow being the 8th, all Biafra land is going to be lock and key. For some of you who will be traveling to Abuja, when you get to Abuja, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. But anyways, we'll be on air tomorrow. A lot of things happened today that we'll not be able to talk about them tonight, but tomorrow we will come back on air and we talk about what happened at Anambra today. The burning that happened at Aguta local government in Anambra today. And that local government happened to be the local government of the new governor of Anambra. The intel that we got tonight is unknown gunmen. They set the local government headquarters ablaze, then set it on fire. Remember yesterday we were on a program and we spoke extensively concerning the battle that Soludo want to bring to people of Anambra, and we sent a message to him. We warned him. We say, Soludo, do not turn Anambra State to be as Imo State. We warned him. Remember, Soludo on Sunday made a broadcast and he told people that they should go out on Monday, that there is no more sit at home. And that Monday, after the broadcast on Sunday, on Monday, people went out and the same unknown gunmen, they killed people that Monday. A priest and a guard was killed. Now, today is the 7th of April, and the news that we are getting is that Aguta local government was set ablaze, including, I think there is some people inside as well, and the whole local government headquarters caught fire. It was burned to ashes today. So if you are close to Soludo, tell him he shouldn't start what he cannot finish. He is talking about amnesty, and that same yesterday we asked him a question. We said, whom are you giving amnesty to? And he has not answered us up until now. Then after the amnesty, then on the news today we heard that he appointed our hero's wife, our late hero's wife, Bianca Ojoku, and Charlie Boy and other people to come and talk to IPOB for peace. I don't know what he meant exactly. Please, if you are close to the new governor of Anambra State, please tell him he shouldn't start what he cannot finish. He should not start what he cannot finish. Let him not turn Anambra State as a battlefield. He is a new governor. Since they have chosen to serve the Fulanis till all of them they die, he should continue with his Fulanis. He should continue serving the Fulanis and leave Biafrans alone. We don't want to be in one Nigeria. If Soludo will come out tomorrow and said, okay, what do you people want? This, okay, you said you want referendum. Here is referendum. Let people choose where they want to go to. Then we'll be able to listen to him when he talks about referendum. But when he comes out and started talking about amnesty, started talking about how he's going to recruit people, and they started negotiating for IPOB, I don't know what where he's driving exactly. So if you're listening to this program tonight and you are close to the new elected governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, please, uno do your do. talk to him before Anambra State will become Imo State. Go to Imo State and see what is happening. Even as we speak today, there is no peace in Imo State. People that is close to him should talk to him. Let him not turn Anambra State to Imo State. Look at what happened today at his local government. Look at what happened today. He made a broadcast on Sunday, and look at what happened in the space of how many days. Talk to him. That is for the governor. Then tomorrow we are going to be in Abuja, and we'll be on air here. We'll be bringing you that update as what will be happening at Federal High Court tomorrow. So make sure you follow the page. For some of you that are saying this is Samuel Ekpa's page, this is not Simon Ekpa's page. This platform has been in existence before Simon Ekpa opened his radio and named his radio Voice of Biafra. This is not Simon Ekpa's page. In fact, Simon Ekpa copied us. We were supposed to sue him for a copyright. He named his radio Voice of Biafra, and this platform has been bearing Voice of Biafra even before he come up with opening a radio. So for clarity, this is not Simon Ekpa's page. So if you are an autopilot and you are here, you may be disappointed. So it's better you leave and go and listen to your autopilot group. Go to their page. Go and listen there. This is not autopilot's page. This platform has been in existence before Simon Ekpa created his radio and named it Voice of Biafra. I will keep saying this until people get it, because I made a post today and people were saying all sort of things. This is not Simon Ekpa's platform. He has his own platform. It's just that he named his radio Voice of Biafra, and it's not supposed to be so, because this platform has been bearing Voice of Biafra even before he created his radio. So we are suing Simon Ekpa for a copyright. We are suing him for a copyright. This page, Facebook and YouTube, has been bearing Voice of Biafra before he created his so-called radio. Copy this broadcast, send it to him. We are suing him for a copyright. So that is the message I want to pass. This platform is not for autopilot. So if you are here and you are autopilot and you are listening, you better get out of the platform and go to the autopilot platform. So tomorrow our leader Mazi and Kanu will be in court. We'll be rebroadcasting that the court trial tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, follow the page. We'll be bringing you live update tomorrow morning, and tomorrow I will show you the video of what happened in Anambra today. So Mazi Chika Edoziem was on air. He just got off air. He just got off not quite long. So he said a lot of things. You can have a replay of that broadcast. You can have a playback of today's broadcast. But let me quickly restate some of the things that he said. Tomorrow, there is going to be a lockdown all the whole Biafra land. So if you've not bought some things that you will eat tomorrow, if you don't have food, quickly go out now, buy some things, keep in the house, because tomorrow nobody is going to be outside. Nobody is going out. Tomorrow, all the whole Biafra land will be lock and key, because our leader will continue his trial tomorrow. So tomorrow court case will be the judgment day. That will be when the judge will say you are guilty or not guilty. That will be when he will give the final judgment. But we pray and hope tomorrow we all will rejoice. Victory is ours already. Yeah, autopilots, they are here. Chris, a lot of them are here. They do come here. The autopiloters, they do come here to listen. When Mazi Edoziem was broadcasting, they were here saying all sorts of things. Then I said it before, for some of you that have been abusing Mazi Edoziem, that he is dull, this, that, go and open your own page and start broadcasting. Let's come and listen. You think broadcasting is easy? Go and open your own page. Invite us. We will come and listen to you. So you address us. You broadcast. Let's see how good you are. You think broadcasting is being behind your keyboard in your tiny little space with no electricity and you will be typing nonsense? Open your own page. Come and broadcast. We'll come and listen. Let's see how well you will do. Ndị amụrụ n'ugwu Hausa. So I'm going to stop the program. We'll continue tomorrow. I'll be on air here tomorrow to bring you all the happenings at the Federal High Court tomorrow. So follow the page. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe. Some of you that is watching us on YouTube, most times we don't usually broadcast on YouTube. That's why I said, if you are following us on YouTube and you've not followed us on Facebook, do well by follow us. Just follow us on the both platforms, so you won't miss out, because most times network could be kind of funny. Most times they kick us out from YouTube and they allow us on Facebook. Sometimes they kick us out on Facebook and let us only broadcast on YouTube. So if you are watching on YouTube, come on Facebook, just type Voice of Biafrans. You will see us there. We have close to 70,000 followers on our page on Facebook. Then on YouTube, we have nearly 4,000 people that subscribed on our YouTube channel. So if you're on Facebook, you've not followed us on YouTube, go on YouTube, go and subscribe. We've not been broadcasting all this while because we were kind of trying to fix some things, but from today we'll be coming on here to update you on some of the happenings in Biafra land. So tomorrow we'll be back on air to bring you all the happenings, all the things that will be happening in Abuja tomorrow. I'm seeing a lot of you liking the page. Izuchuku, thank you for following the page. But if you follow the page, you will see something that look like bell symbol. Click on it so you won't miss out whenever we are live, whenever we're broadcasting like this. When you click that little bell symbol, that will enable you to get a notification whenever we are live like this. If you follow, you like the page as well, you will see where they say like. You just click on that like button as well. I thank all of you for always coming. Thank you, Christ. Thank you, Ego Brighter. You say respect autopilot. Number one, we respect autopilot. Respect autopilot is number one. We respect. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what autopilot is. So like I've said before, this is not a page for autopilot. If you come here and you want to be a pig head, you will get blocked. So be careful. If you are here, you want to be a pig head, we will pull you behind. What that means is you will get blocked, and when we block you, you will remain in bondage forever. It's not a cause, but that is how it is here. If you are autopilot and you want to come here and watch and listen, come here, watch, listen quietly. Do not start calling name on the comment section. If you have been figured out that you are calling name, what will happen is that we will block you, and once you get blocked, you will remain in bondage, and you know what that means. So be warned. I will leave all of you here, and I will see you tomorrow. Follow the page, click the bell notification so you will be notified whenever we go live. My name still remain Mazi Udochukwu. In case maybe you hearing my voice for the first time, my name is Mazi Udochukwu, and I am one of the representatives here on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. I will see all of you tomorrow. All hail Biafra, and God bless.